So now we're gonna go off to the west sides of America. Why I say west side like that?
West side.
West side. Now I'm going to the west side of the NBA, and we're gonna look at the playoff bracket in the West. So we got the number 1 seed, LeBron James, and the Los Angeles Lakers versus Dame Dollar hates Abbas Yunus, Portland Trailblazer, Lillard. So we got the number one versus number 8. We got the Lakers versus the Trailblazers. Now, I predicted the Lakers to win this overall. This was before bubble, so don't get on to me. Charles Barkley did say that Portland could upset the Lakers.
Rubbish.
You know what, Lakers fans, I want to see your view on this, because obviously this is your team. You want the Lakers to tell me how you guys are going to beat the Trailblazers.
I'll start this one. Look, Charles Barkley, I love the guy. He's funny, but he chats a lot of BS at times. Let's be real. I don't see the way how Portland are going to stop the Lakers from winning the series. I'm just being real. I'm not being biased. I'm very real when it comes to my Lakers and my team. You guys know that how objective I am with this team. Portland have no defense. And Tony, you know this. Jay, you know this. Abbas, bro, you know this. They have no defense. We're going to double team. We're going to defend the hell out of Damian Lillard. We're going to be like Rottweilers. We're going to double team in every single possession. Cool, we may leave CJ McCollum open, but we'll risk that at the end of the day. Carmelo. Yeah, Carmelo's done more. He's clutch. But I feel like if you can... You say?
Yusuf Nurkic.
Yeah, he's done more. And of course, condolences to him and his family, with the loss of his grandmom. So, RIP to the grandmom and that. But Nurkic's done more. But the main situation is Portland can't defend. They're not good defensively. They're terrible. They're whack. The Lakers, as long as they defend well, which we usually do, and I say at least be better on the perimeter defense, you double team the hell out of Damian Lillard and you score. That's the key. If the Lakers can get the scoring up and be more of a fluid offensive team that we've seen for the majority of the season, then this series can be done in 5. If the Lakers are struggling to score, I still think we could win, but it could be potentially 7, which is drastic. But we all know, and let's not overreact, Portland are a playoff team. They're a genuine playoff team. This has been a poor season because we know the injuries and the inconsistency they had at the start, but they are a playoff team. So, if we get 7 games, for me, I'm not going to get too mad. It depends how we play, of course, but we're going to beat the Portland Trailblazers. I'm very confident of that. I just don't see how we can't beat them. And again, defense wins championships, defense wins series. The Lakers are a very good defensive team. We have LeBron and AD, the best duo in the league. Hopefully LeBron shows everyone that he's still got it. Playoff LeBron is beast and deadly. You can't guard AD, let's be real. He's going to guard AD every team in that team. Nurkic, he's good offensively, but he's not great defensively, let's be real. And I just feel like we got the better coach, Frank Vogel. I'll say that this season. We got the better coach. And I think we're on a mission this season. So I'm saying Lakers, generically, things go well in 5. Maximum, I say 6 games. Maximum 6 games. Maximum 6.
So on Kojo's point, honestly, like the Portland defense is awful. The reason I say that is if you really look at the games they've played, how can you have your guy in Damian Lillard score so many points and then just about scrape through all these games? So that's literally what they've done. So whilst I don't think we can stop Dame Lillard from scoring, right? So this goes back to the point. He can always score. He can put up numbers against anybody, right? I think we can stop them from winning because at the end of the day, we'll be more locked in compared to a Portland team for me. So, and at the end of the day, we can't stop Damian Lillard, but how can you stop LeBron James and Anthony Davis? How can you stop? And
you can't stop.
You can't stop. There you go. You cannot stop them. So that's
touch on your point, bro. People need to really deep this. The Nets, Tony's team, did really well in the playoffs and did really well in the bubble restart. Did really well. But how do you let a kind of a G League Nets team put up 133 points, and then you only lose, you only win the
They
game.
almost won the game. They almost won the game.
On a good look. That speaks for Tony. I love the
don't
Nets,
get twisted because you can say that to the Bucks and you can say that to the Clippers as well. We dealt with the Bucks and the Clippers.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean.
No, but I'm saying generically, if you look at man for man in your team, yeah, like apart from Cassavert and Harris, Jarrett Allen, but if you look at the whole structure of your team that you brought to the bubble, they're good enough to be in the G League, right, and play for your affiliate team.
No. If I say I get what you mean. There's a couple, but then we sign people like Tyler Johnson who are well-established like NBA players and people that played with us before. Like I get like some people we had to get some people from the G League. We dealt with the Clippers and the Bucks. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna say this respectfully, right? When you're playing the Bucks and the Clippers, if you look at the context of the bubble, this is why I went right back when the podcast started. I said that the bubbles mean hardly anything to a lot of teams because of the seeding nature. Portland were a team that needed to win that game. The Bucks, the Clippers, the win-lose
safe. They were safe.
They were safe. They were always there, so they didn't have to play as hard. Portland,
but you don't play to lose.
Final shot.
Don't play to lose.
Yeah, never.
You don't play to lose. No, you got to look at it. But bro, the Lakers played against Sacramento Kings. Clearly didn't care about that game. It was just you had to play that game because it's an obligation.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
But
some players did care because that's the only minutes they'll get. Because they ain't in the playoffs.
That's like the G League players of like Antetokounmpo, Hill and Tucker, David Volante, Kojo, them players there because you know what I'm saying, you're hardly going to play when it comes to playoffs. You hear what I'm saying? But in terms of the main attitude, you're not going to go there to say, we're going to win this game. It's a game you have to play. Got no one seed locked up. You don't have to pay for anything. Let's be real. And it's just get good cardio and rhythm. The Nets done well. I like your team. You're going to be a serious problem this season. But for the Portland Trailblazers, and I'm going to let Abbas speak on this, to win by, for you guys to only win by a point, and almost lost the game because LeVar had a good look, should have scored that.
If he had more composure, that'd be game.
Yeah, more composure. And that's why, for me, I say the Lakers will beat the Trailblazers in the series. My only concern is if it's going to go 5 games, 6 games, or 7 games, because the Lakers haven't been great offensively in the bubble. That's my only concern. But we'll get this done, and we're going to go second round, I believe.
Yeah.
Let's take this finish.
That's why I'm going to stick to that point. I'm going to say one more thing before I hand it to James and you guys. You guys criticize Harden or the Houston Rockets. How long can he score this streak of 50, 60 points? How long can Damian Lillard really carry this team again?
He can average 30.
How long can he really do that before the defense really catches up in a meaningful game?
All he has to do is do it for 4 games in a row.
He's not going to do it for 4 games.
You can't. Come on. If LeBron guards him, what's he gonna do? What's he gonna do? What's he gonna do?
Listen, here's my problem. Listen, I feel like the Lakers should go through. It's your series to lose. But the concern I have is the concern I've had all throughout the bubble. And I don't think you're just gonna flip a switch when it comes to
I think we can.
Is your perimeter D. And
it's
I
awful.
can't lie, your perimeter D is awful. Number 2, you've gone against one of the worst teams that, like, if your perimeter D is awful, you don't want to go against the Trailblazers. Because they will, like, a straight shootout, especially the way you guys have been shooting right now, maybe because listen, you're going to shoot better the more games you play, it happens. But right now, if you guys go into a shootout with the Trailblazers, I don't see you not winning. That's just in a shootout. That's in a one-off game in a shootout. I'm not saying, like, you guys will still win the series.
They can take the
right
first
now,
game.
The way Dame and CJ are playing, and you have a trash perimeter defense, that is a cause for concern. You do have a better team. You have a deeper roster. But at the same time, like, it's a bit of a cause for concern with your perimeter D, stuff like that. I still don't feel like you guys will lose the series. But I feel like you might lose game 1, get a scare, and then
for sure.
I mean, I feel like that is capable of.
Dame's gonna have his big 61. He's gonna have a big 61.
Yeah.
And
but honestly, I still do feel like you guys should win this series.
So what we were saying, in that instance,
maybe 6 is me being nice. I can't lie. Like, I feel like you guys will pattern it, but 6 is me being nice. I feel like it might be 5.
Yeah, 5.
But I feel like because of Dame and a bit of agenda, I might say
6. Like 6 because of Dame. I'll say 6 for Dame.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, agenda.
I'm giving
Abbas
of Dame.
Abbas is saying sweet, but you don't give a crap about Dame.
But just for a bit of like, let me just be a bit more fair. Let's give 5.
I said he'll give Dame one buzzer beater and that's it.
Yeah.
No,
this guy pulls out from the logo, bruv.
The thing is, they know that he's going to do that, so they're going to guard him better.
I don't want to go too long yet, but I'm not going to give him a buzzer beater. I'm going to give CJ McCollum 2 free throws.
I'm going to give Carmelo a buzzer beater.
Yeah.
Resurrect him.
You know what? It'll be nice to see against. Year 17. It'll nice to see Carmelo versus Bron.
LeBron's gonna show him why he's the least respected in the banana crew.
Hey, leave my guy Carmelo out, man. I know he ain't the cool one of the banana group.
Listen. He came up clutch yesterday for the Portland Trail Blazers.
Exactly, that clutch free was nice, man.
Yeah, what about the other clutch game? He missed one go ahead free. It wasn't the next game. It was the one before that. Who did the Blazers play?
I think you're talking about shit. Oh,
I know there was one go ahead he missed, and they were like,
Dallas.
Yeah.
That's when Dane was like, put some, respect to my name. Yeah.
He missed that go ahead, so in the playoffs.
We'll see, man. But we will see the Lakers, but we'll see. But number 2 versus number 7, Clippers versus Mavs. Now this is interesting because I feel like the only reason I'm taking the Clippers in this series is because I feel like the Clippers are deep and they're a really, really deep team and they've got a very deep bench. And I feel like if they go basketballs with the Mavericks, they can win. However, do not sleep on the Dallas Mavericks. I don't know how they went down to the 7th seed. It's a bit disappointing. But I know they're always at the 7th seed. But these guys, when Luka and Porzingis are on, they literally have like the best offense in the league. Fair enough, you've got a very good Clippers defense and a very good defensive team in the Clippers. But I feel like the Mavs can get a couple games off them. I don't see why not.
I don't know, you know.
I don't think it's going to be a sweep.
It could be. I think it could be.
I don't think.
Because these Clippers, they got to back up the talk. They got to back up the chat. And I think this is what Kawhi's been waiting for, these big moments to playoffs. Same way, I don't think he's been given everything, so he's going to give it in the playoffs. Also, I think it's going to be Luka's first time in the playoffs.
Yeah.
You don't know how he's going to react to that. Yeah, he's a great player and whatnot, but when every single possession counts, how well is he going to do? Porzingis isn't at the level that he's supposed to be at. So it's going to take a while for him to get into that.
I feel like that might be different only because at the end of the day, I don't think the transition from this regular season bubble to a playoff game, I don't think it'll be that mad. I feel like people will play better, but remember, there's no home team, there's no crowd. Luka's not going to play in the Staples Center with how many waving white towels. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's still going to be the Clippers. It's still going to be in the same like court they'll play in regular season. Yes, people will play harder. Yes, the rotations will be shorter. Yes, it'll be more fast paced. But I feel like the transition will not be as deep as it would have been. This was but I can see them taking a game. I feel like Dallas, because Dallas, they shoot well. They've got Tim Hardaway Jr. who can shoot, Seth Curry who can shoot. They've got people around that can shoot. And if on a game, on their day, a lot of their players can hit 20. Do you know what I mean? On their day. I'm not saying that's going to happen all throughout the series, but I can give them a game. I don't see why not.
So I'm going to say something bad here, right? And
again.
I'm gonna say the Clippers will win the series, but this is going 7. And I never thought I would ever say that, right? And the reason I'm gonna say that is Luka Doncic has gone from playing as an all-star to an MVP. Now you got Porzingis who's healthy and can play alongside him. So when you said about them, it's because Porzingis was injured, so he wasn't playing there. Then, like you said about Seth Curry, he can shoot, he can pull up, just as good as Steph. Obviously, possibly anyway, he can get hot. How you said Tim Hardaway Jr., they can bring the pace to this team. So that's why I just look at this squad and I think they can take it 7, honestly. Like, I know it's going to sound mad, but I just feel like this Dallas team, I think they can go 7 with this Clipper squad. Still feel like the Clippers should win just because I feel like they've got a better coach. And if you look at it, the best player still is Kawhi Leonard. But yeah, no, I'll go 7 with the Clippers.
Oh, wow. That's a mad statement.
It's a hot one.
It's a hot one. It's a hot take. And again, Brown Bears, you're out again.
He's earning the name. He's earning the name.
He's earning the name. That name is definitely sticking. It's definitely sticking. Let me be real with this, guys. Let's be very, very real. The Dallas Mavericks are a good team. Great players, though. Good bench. Steph Curry's balled out. Hardaway can shoot. Porzingis is a great player. I don't think he's been at his best, like what we expect him to be. Like when you join them,
he's not there
Mavs,
yet.
he's not there yet. But next season, he's definitely going to be that. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying. Luka Doncic is playing at MVP level. He should be in the MVP discussion. Personally, don't know why he's in for most improved player. Cool, he's young, but for me, he's playing at MVP level. And what he's done this season, the triple doubles he's getting, it's phenomenal. But the reason why I say the Clippers will win this and should win this comfortably, not a sweep, because the Mavs are good enough to get a game and they're the best offensive team in terms of net rating, but one of the best offensive teams in the league. But I'm saying the Clippers, I think they should win this in 5. Better defensively, defense wins championships. The Mavs don't play no defense like that. They're on the same par as Portland. They have a better coach, Doc Rivers. They're more versatile. Montrezl Harrell's coming back. Lou Williams is going to get into gear. Patrick Beverley's going to get into gear.
Mm-hmm.
You saw the game.
Not Patrick Beverley.
No, Patrick Beverley.
But
we don't do Pat
okay,
Bev.
cool. All right, cool. But he's a defensive.
I slander him.
I know he's a see you next Tuesday. But you know what I'm saying. Like, let's be real. But they just got too much defensive firepower. And for me, the Clippers want to turn on one of the best defensive teams in the league. Paul George can shoot the free. Kawhi Leonard's got better shooting. He's a better facilitator. Marcus Morris can shoot. Landry Shamet can shoot. Lou Williams can just blow out and just shoot. Do you know what I'm saying? Montrezl Harrell is a beast in the paint when he's going to come back. They had a game against them recently in the seeding games, and it was both teams played a kind of foolish strength team. And you would expect Dallas would win because it would be good for the morale, and it would have shown that they can beat the Clippers team like, consistently or on a level that you think that they can translate into the playoffs. But it didn't. The Clippers won comfortably in the end. And I thought that's kind of a demoralizing defeat as you're going to be facing them in the playoffs in the first round. So I can't see this as going to go 7 games. I think maybe 6. That's if that's in the first game tomorrow. Yeah, I think they play tomorrow. Yeah, they can win 6. They can win 2 games, take the 6-game series if they win tomorrow. But if I'm being safe on this, the Clippers winning this in 5.
Clippers in 5. Okay, so I say Clippers in 6. Maybe nice because I'm being nice. But Kojo, Clippers in 5. Abbas, Clippers in 7. Jay.
Clippers in 4.
Sweet.
Yeah. It's a big statement.
Let's see.
We should put a bet on this. But yeah.
20
Next one is the Nuggets versus the Jazz.
No,
now I feel like this is where my hot take is gonna come. Yeah. My brother might like this because he's a Nuggets fan. But I don't rate the Jazz at all, man. I don't think the Jazz have anything about them. I feel like Donovan Mitchell's a bit meaty. I feel like Rudy Gobert, he's a decent force in the paint. That's it. I feel like
he's a rim protector. That's all he is. He's a rim protector.
Yeah, man. But I feel like he's just a genuine, decent team should deal with the Jazz easily. I can see this going in 4 or 5. I can't lie for the Nuggets. I feel like the Nuggets have a bit about them. They have practically the best center in the league in Jokic, in my opinion.
If you call him a center,
he's a center, man.
Man can play anywhere.
He can center exactly. He's a center with ball skills as a guard, and I feel like he's practically the best center in the league. They've got a good core around them. They've still got Paul Millsap with a lot of playoff experience. I honestly feel like they can deal with this Jazz team quite easily. You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna say a sweep. I'm gonna say a Nugget sweep. Get it over and done with. You know what I mean? I feel like the Jazz don't have enough to push past this Nuggets team. I feel like the only thing that can go bad for the Nuggets is that they are their worst enemy. Like that's literally it. Like if they lose, it'll probably be because they're not shooting well, or Jamal Murray's been doing a madness again. But you know, we won't go into that. But that's my take. I don't know about you, man.
So
I'm gonna keep this quick. No, Abbas, you go.
So on yours with the sweep, I kind of can see where you're coming from, right? I'm just gonna give them, but then I'll give them a game. But yeah, I've got the Nuggets as well winning, right? And I feel like Utah's one of them teams where people are living on the hype of Donovan Mitchell, which I can see, but outside of that, there's nothing much really for the Utah Jazz. I look at, for me, like the rookie or the standout player or the most surprising player, Michael Porter Jr., when it comes to the bubble and how he's elevated his game. Nurkic is the guy, like you said, he's probably
I did mention that in an earlier pod, by the way.
There you
go. Little plug there.
Yeah, you did mention it, to be fair, and he has balled out. And Nurkic is the best center in the game right now. And I feel like the Nuggets probably have that little chip on their shoulder because at the end of the day, if you were to ask a casual, who do you think can go far? Nobody's really going to look at the Denver Nuggets as one of them teams. And that's why I feel like they'll be more motivated and hungry to go ahead and win this series. On top of that, when you look at it compared to last season, I think it'll play out to a similar thing where they played the first round against the Spurs. Did they win 6? Or was it 5?
6.
So they dropped a few games. I can see the same pattern still happening anyway with this series. But in this case...
Abbas, it was 7 games. It was 7 games against the Spurs. It was 7
was it 7? Yeah, they went to game 7. Yeah. Because they were up early and then the Spurs came back.
That's going to even...
Yeah.
So they've
around that, yeah.
Playoff experience where they can go deep and win a one-off game. So they've got that. They've got that on the belt already. Something we used to hold on Toronto. So Denver already done that. For that reason, I just feel like they can go ahead and win this series a lot quicker and make sure they're not in that position. Whereas last season, obviously, they were new. Then they played a Portland squad and then got beat. I feel like this season, they're more playoff ready and they can go ahead and win this season quite well.
Yeah, I think the Denver Nuggets can win this series. I agree with Toni. Like, I'm not really too sound on the Jazz. I think they've had a quite disappointing season. Like, I expect a lot of them from the start of the season, actually. I thought they'll be a top 3 seed in the West just because of the additions of Bogdanovic and Michael Conley and just that experience. And, I thought, Donovan Mitchell was going to take up to another level, which he kind of really hasn't. He's practically been the same since last season. Like, he had a very good rookie season. Last season was good, but you thought he was going to go better. Then this season, he's been kind of around the same type of, status from what we see from him from last season. I think Quinn Snyder, for me, I don't think he's a exciting manager, exciting head coach like that. I think there's a lot of chemistry. Yeah, a bit meaty. And I just feel like for me, he's just not a motivator, do you know what I'm saying? He looks like it, but he really is not. Like, you can just tell he's not a motivator. And they got issues, man, like in the camp. Like, that whole situation with the whole COVID thing with what Gobert did and how, Donovan Mitchell reacted towards that, it's definitely left a crack in their team, man.
You think so?
It has, like, let's be real.
I feel like mentally, man.
But do you not think they're professionals to just get past it and say there's a bigger goal? And
they should get
but they're human, bro. How can you give me COVID? Like,
but how do you know he gave him COVID, though? That's the thing.
Okay, do you not remember? Yeah, because Rudy Gobert was the first.
No, he did the touching thing.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's just dumb. Like, it's just dumb. You can't be doing it. You're grown-ass you.
But what if Donovan had it first?
We don't know that.
That's the thing. We never know.
Yeah, but why did he do that, man?
Why is he like, it just shows...
I get it.
Tested positive.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like Toni said, it just shows that it's very negligent of you. It just shows no common sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just don't do any things. And I think that's left a crack in that team in terms of the chemistry or between them two. And they're kind of your 2 best players, and you need them like to be like not on side because at the end you're doing your job as pros, isn't it? But you just need them to be clicking, like, to take this team to the next level. Quinn Snyder's kind of a not mediocre, but he's not a certain head coach. 2 best players are not performing at high levels. Like, Donovan Mitchell's been standing for the past 2 seasons. Gobert's just a rim protector. He's not really an offensive threat like that. He's not even a great defender. He's just a great rim protector and can block shots. Like, he's not actually a great man-for-man defender. I think Denver have done well this season. They like their depth. Of course, Barton's coming in, Millsap's coming in. They're gonna get some good minutes in the playoffs. Murray is a good player. Jokic is gonna get to hopefully he gets better and get to the full swings of it when he hits for game 1 tomorrow or Tuesday, whenever they play. I think it's tomorrow because I know they can play on Tuesday, so I'm just really focused on them. Who else? You got Bobo. He's gonna get good minutes as well. He's looking good as well. Just the depth that the Denver Nuggets have, and just Michael Porter Jr. He's looking good, man. I just think just the whole chemistry, the depth, just the momentum right now. I think Denver are really gonna use it, and it's gonna be a 6-game series. Denver winning this, man. Utah suck. They need to rebuild afterwards. They need to.
No cap. Let's call this game. Like, who likes Utah, bro? Like, these men are only famous for Karl Malone and High School Musical, bro. Like, forget Utah.
Wow, you said High School Musical. Troy and that. He should be their starting point guard. He should be their starting point guard.
Rose. Who's even there? I want to say it's Conley.
Yeah, he's out. News came out today, actually, just an hour ago, before we started recording. Apparently, he missed the first 2 games because his wife has given birth to a newborn baby, so he's gonna miss the first 2 games.
Wow. Congrats, man.
That's congrats, right? But
we got a ring to win, man.
Yeah, real fam. Baby, congrats. You think
Now they're gonna
LeBron,
lose those first 2 games. That's his fault, man.
Real,
Come on.
you think LeBron was having a
Come
bench?
on.
Anyway, your
You
playoff
go back.
It's mad. Priorities.
Rings.
Priorities.
Rings come first.
Yeah, man.
But the last matchup, now I think this is the best matchup in my opinion.
Yeah.
Is the Houston Rockets versus the Oklahoma City Thunder. They both finished off with the same record in the league, which was like 44-28, if I remember correctly. 44-28, something like that. Yeah, 44-28. So did the Jazz as well, but no one liked the Jazz. They suck. So, guys, you Rocket stands, because I'm convinced. You know what? I concede. My head says the Rockets. When I look at this, I say, you know what? The Rockets have enough. But I can't lie. The way I saw Chris Paul doing scouting on the Rockets the other day when he finished his game, I don't know, man. I feel like okay. This is. I think it's gonna go deep. It's gonna be 6 or 7. I don't know who. If I had to put money on it, I would say the Rockets in 6 or 7. But don't be surprised if OKC come up with like a little.
It depends on the shots.
Switch up. I honestly just feel it depends on. Yeah.
If Rockets go cold, they are in trouble. If Harden gets to his moment where he gets tired and doesn't make his shots, they're in for a problem. Like if Westbrook isn't hitting shots, like the problem is if it's all small ball. Once you do small ball, if small ball doesn't work, then you're over.
Well, wait 1 second. So, like you said about Westbrook, well, he's not going to play, I think, for like a few games to start off with. So, he might be out for the first 2 or 3 anyway.
Yeah.
No, apparently they're saying he's going to miss the first round, apparently.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
All right, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'm still not bothered by that, and I'll tell you why, okay? So, when you look at this Houston team, and it's similar to...
So it's going to be Austin Rivers versus Chris Paul?
Yeah.
Who's guarding James Harden? Who's guarding the best player? Nobody. That's what I'm trying to say to you. So...
Nobody can't really, so...
Let me say why I've got Houston, and I'm still very high and confident on them. When you look at the Portland Trailblazers, when they made the number 8 seeds, because at the end of the day, in that little pool of players, the best player was Damian Lillard, right? So he was able to take his team.
Abbas.
He still is the best player, but I mean, if you really think about it, you got against a rookie, 2 rookies.
Leave it, man.
DeJounte Murray and DeRozan, yeah, like, come on, like, really, there's not much there anyway, yeah, right? So when you look at Harden, he's still the best player in that team. You still have to play a game of 7, right? Harden can go cold for 1 game and it's going to be fine, right? You can afford to drop 1 game. On top of that, you still got shooters around him. You still got PJ Tucker. You still got Eric Gordon. You still got Ben McLemore. You've still got Covington. You still got players that can do bits. The only thing I look at is Steven Adams against PJ Tucker is a mismatch that you do not want. That is the only matchup that I look at and I think, okay, this is where they will struggle. Is Chris Paul that smart enough to understand that 100%? Are they going to exploit it? If Billy Donovan doesn't, he's stupid. That is the matchup where you look at it. That's the bit that you can exploit. But I'm not going to look at Steven Adams and think he can take this team for 7 games. I can look at James Harden and think he can run this entire series and win it. That's why I'm still sticking with the Houston Rockets. I'm going to give them 6. And we're going to talk about this after on the group chat about putting some money on this. Because, yeah, I'm down for it.
No, to be fair, I kind of do agree with you. Like, I can see the Rockets saying 6. But as you said, I feel like the Rockets they're the people. If anyone's going to make the Rockets lose, it's going to be the Rockets. If they don't shoot well enough. Because, listen, when you shoot, when you miss a shot, someone grabs a rebound, right? And PJ Tucker... The Rockets in general are not out rebounding the Thunder.
OKC, they're not
at all. They're not rebounding OKC at all. So I honestly feel like at the end of the day, if it's not up to, it's the Rockets games, it's the Rockets series to lose. But at the same time, do not be surprised if SGA and Chris Paul and them man just roll up in 6 or 7. Like I honestly feel like they're a good enough team and they're a surprise team. Like. They win games comfortably. They look good. Billy Donovan is a good coach. He will seize that mismatch. He will exploit PJ Tucker in the pick and roll. Like, I feel I can honestly see the Thunder winning at the same time. But I don't want to deny James Harden his greatness. So if I had to put on it, I'm going to say Rockets in 7.
This is a tough one because I think either team can win this, you know. I definitely think it's going to go 6 games. Like, let's be real, it's not going to be under a 5-game series. Both teams can win this one, man. Like, OKC are good. They're shown that they can challenge and probably beat any team in the league. They're a good defensive team. They're probably one of the best half-court teams in the Western Conference. Of course, we all know that this small ball thing really only is effective for Russell Westbrook. And if he's going to miss the first round, there's some questions how they're going to really complement that system without Russell Westbrook, the main guy which is going to smart that system. And again, you're going small ball, so you've got no real recognized center. And like, you know, the rebounds are going to come into massive effect just when it comes to offensive rebounds and so on and so on. But again, they're still going to have to get it done though, because let's be real, Harden's the best player in the team. Let's not get twisted. He's the best player. And he's a phenomenal player, phenomenal scorer. Nobody can guard him. And in Houston, they do take a lot of threes, so that's a bit of a scare because the whole game is literally take threes. But then again, Toni...
Free and inshallah, that's it, fam.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But then again, you made a good point, is that... you said how they weren't scoring well enough from the free. Like, they've taken a lot of threes, but in terms of the percentages, I think they've been shooting under 40% from the free. Is that correct?
Yeah.
That's what you said?
They will take 60 and make 20. Like 20, making 20 threes is still good, but you're taking 60. Like that's still like 30%, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And if you got if an OKC team can be more potent offensively, which they can be, they've got the players. Chris Paul's done well, SGA, and all the man there, Gallinari as well, Steven Adams. If they can have a very good, let's say 4-5 offensive games, it's trouble for the Rockets. But I still think the greatness of Harden and just how lethal they can be when it comes to 3-point shooting. And who knows, they could maybe in the second game of the series just turn that switch on and maybe become more efficient from the 3-point range. So that's how I think for me. I expect Houston to win this one in 7, but I wouldn't be surprised if OKC win this one. So I'm going to be very 50. I'm actually not going to say a definitive answer, actually. I'm not going to say a definitive answer because I'm actually talking.
We need an answer, bro. The fans want an answer, fam.
We need the answer.
Kojo, can you answer?
Shit. Let's see what I want to say. Oh god. You know what? Yeah. Just because I love the Lakers very much and I want this team to go as far as possible, it's a tough one as well, you know. Because you know what? I'm gonna go OKC to win a 7. OKC to win a 7.
OKC in 7.
Yeah.
James, answer.
Rockets in 6. Because I feel at the end of the day, you still have James Harden, so you're going to make a lot more than you're going to miss because he's just going to chuck them up there. And I think the OKC team, they're not ready. Like, them getting to the playoffs is an achievement enough. What they've done so far, they've played really well. So they're just happy to be there at the end of the day. So, and they've got a lot of rookies, so they're going to get overpowered in the end. So, yeah, Rockets in 6.